A very good morning to all my dear students of class 10. This is the second class on the chapter Two Stories About Flying. In the first part, which is his first flight, we have learnt about a baby seagull. The baby seagull was afraid to fly on his own. So the family and his siblings, his parents, instigated him to fly on his own and catch his own food, and finally he was able to overcome all his fears and he could fly on his own and gather food for himself. So that was a story of a seagull, and today is the second part. The name of this part is, the title is The Black Aeroplane, where we will get to know about a pilot who has started from France to England. And England is his native country. He was longing to reach England before breakfast and enjoy his English breakfast with the family. When he started, it was fine. The weather was also fine. Suddenly, after flying for some time, he saw a big black cloud, and he was confused that how to fly safely and land safely to England in that stormy weather. And he also noticed that he is not having enough fuel in the tank. Now, how to run his aircraft smoothly through all these obstacles? So that story of motivation, inspiration, and inner strength we will learn today. Okay, so let's see what happens. Page number 37. Okay, page number 37, 38. So the moon was coming up in the east behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. So he started very early in the morning. It's 1:30 in the morning from France. And he wanted to fly all the way from France to England and reach his country, England. And he wanted to enjoy the holidays with his family. And he was very much positive about reaching his home before the breakfast. And the weather was perfectly all right. He was rather in a very positive and happy mood that he will reach on time to his homeland, country. And he is telling that he was flying his old Dakota, leaving behind the sleeping countryside. That means it was night in France, and the whole city was sleeping, and he started his journey towards his homeland. And he was very much enthusiastic and hopeful about the coming days, with his which he was going to spend with his family. He was hopeful about his family holidays. I should call Paris control soon, I thought as I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane. I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Dakota DS 088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS 088, I can hear you. You are to turn 12 degrees west now. DS 088, over. Now students, all of you know, the pilots, those who fly aeroplanes, there is one air traffic control room of each and every country and airport who control the flying. The pilots fly it up, but the whole thing is being monitored by the personnel of the air traffic control, who just seeing the weather condition and all, direct them which way to fly, and shows them the direction, or in case of any help, they just keep an eye on the fly route of that particular flight and show them and tell them or help them if they need. Okay, so it was perfectly all right. Paris, he could connect with Paris control room. He was flying Dakota 088. They could see the they could identify, they could in the radar they could identify the flight, and it was perfectly all right, and they instructed him to fly 12-degree west. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank, and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I will be in time for breakfast, I thought. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. So it was an easy flight. He moved towards 12-degree west towards England, and the final fuel tank of his aeroplane was only filled, and he saw that, and he was flying quite smoothly towards England. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. Storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. So he was running short. There was not enough fuel in all the tanks. So he saw big storm clouds. So due to the lack of fuel in all the tanks, he could not fly towards north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. So there was one option left for him when he found that there is not enough fuel, that he could return to Paris. But he was not ready to return to Paris because he wanted to enjoy his days with his family. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black, and it was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air, and I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. I was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. So suddenly something has happened. Okay. So his compass was not working. Neither the compass nor the other instruments. Everything became dead. And the aeroplane started twisting and turning in the tumultuous weather condition. So it was a horrible situation for him. Now what to do? Paris control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had two lights on its wings, but I could not see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. So, he was unable to connect to Paris control. He was unable to connect to the air traffic control also. Suddenly, from the window, he found another black aeroplane, but the lights of the wings were not visible from his place in his Dakota 088. He could only see the face of the pilot. So that was the only thing he could see in the black, huge storm of cloud. Follow me, he was saying. Follow me. He knows that I am lost. I thought he is trying to help me. So suddenly the narrator thought that the other pilot and the other black flight maybe is there to help him out. So he waved his hand as if he made this gesture to show him the path in that stormy, cloudy weather. So it was the only hope for him. He could neither connect to the Paris control, nor any of his instruments were working. Now what to do? So it was the only help that was offered from the pilot of the other aeroplane, and he could only see in the dark cloud the pilot, and he waved, made a gesture as if to follow him. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it could be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel frightened again. But then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. So the narrator started following the other aeroplane which he found amidst the stormy cloud, and he started following him, and he followed him, and then he realized that it was the only fuel tank which was working, and and the fuel was left only for flying for 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that. He was again frightened. Suddenly, I came out of the clouds and saw two long, straight lines of light in front of me. It was a runway, an aeroplane. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane. But the sky was empty and there was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere. So suddenly he found himself out of the cloud and he saw the runway and he landed. And while landing, he found everything was everywhere. It was empty and not a sign of other aeroplane was visible. And he did not see any other aeroplane from there. An airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone and I could not see it anywhere. I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota, the old Dakota near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was, who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Another aeroplane? Up there in this storm, no other aeroplane were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. So, who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio or without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? So after landing, he directly went to the control room and asked the lady who was there that which is the other pilot who was flying the other aeroplane in that storm. I want to thank him. Then the lady strangely looked at him and said there was no other aeroplane flying that particular night. It was the only flight that was being flown by him, the narrator. No other aeroplane was there. So students, this is another motivational story, another story of inspiration, that no matter how much difficult the situation is, if we have the willpower, we can definitely overcome that situation. So the question comes to the minds of each and every reader, that which aeroplane, who is the other pilot flying there? Yes, the question is there in your mind also. So why the other aeroplane and the other pilot was not found when he landed there, and he landed safely in that situation without enough fuel to fly? How did he return? How did he land there? So now, do not think in a different manner. Though the story ends here and it gives you an arena of thinking. You may think that who might be the other pilot. It's quite natural for you. But the thing that you have to keep in mind, it was nothing but the creation of his mind and the willpower of that particular pilot who was confused, but he wanted to reach England before breakfast to enjoy the holiday, and he wanted to fly safely. His willpower helped him and showed him the right path so that he could land safely. Okay, so this is the explanation of the two parts. I have to complete it in one single class. I could have completed it in the both the stories in three classes, but I'm running a bit faster because all of you know class 10 is having a lot of chapters, and as soon as we finish it by the month of October, November, the whole syllabus, it will be better for you. I know you can read yourself still. If we go faster, it will be beneficial for you. So both the chapters, explanations, textual explanations are done. Tomorrow, I will critically analyze both the chapters for a little bit of time. 5 to 6 minutes, I will just give you critical analysis of both the chapters, both the part of the story, and then I will go to the questions, NCERT questions, book questions, and some other questions. Okay, so tomorrow will be the last class on this chapter, 2 stories about flying, in which I will discuss the questions also and the critical analysis as well. So bye for today. Okay, see you tomorrow.